सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमामस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तन्तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यानुस्मद्गुरुं सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। यत्साक्षात् सच्चिदानन्दं प्रत्यगद्वयमक्रियं तन्नमामि मुस्य योगिगम्यं परं पदं खानिलाग्ध्यरित्रन्तं स्रक्फणीयोद्गतं यथा ध्वान्तच्छिदे नमस्तस्मै हरये बुद्धिसाक्षिणे। I missed the 34th verse. We looked at the Tika on that, but the 34th verse with an introduction in the Mula was Atha Avashishtayo Svabhavata eva. In the 33rd verse, Prapta Pariharya, for them, Nyatva Upayanja and Kritva, Atha Kritva, Prapnuyat, Prapyam Prapnuyat, and Anishtam Jahati api. So that is for the 2 out of the 4 categories, meaning Apraptasya Prapti and Apariharyasya Parihara. What about which is already Prapta and Parihruta, Swabhavata? So to that, the 34th verse said, that's why there is not much of anything there. There's no tika or anything really on the words, specific words there. So Atha Avashishtayo Swabhavatayo. Avashishtayo means those 2 which are remaining. What are those? Prapta and Aparihruta and Parihruta, already Parihruta, Varjita. So Varjita Avaptayor Bodhadhana Prapti na Karmana Mohamatrantarayatvat Kriyeya Tena Siddhyatah. So Varjita Avaptayoho Bodhat Hana Prapti na Karmana and Mohamatrantarayatvat Kriyeya Te na Siddhyatah. So te, those 2 which are Han and Prapti, Dvivachana, Strilinga. So Han and Prapti of what? Varjita and Apta. Already Prapta or Apta, Prapti of that and Hana of Varjita. Both are not by karma. Karmana na bhavati. Why? Hetu is mohamatrantarayatvat. Because what is the reason for this happening? Moha. So moha is sitting in between really the anubhava that's taking place. For it to give it, give some value, there has to be yathartha jnana. But yathartha jnana is not there. What is there? Moha matra is there. So kriya te na siddhyatah. Meaning praptasya prapti and varjitasya varjanam or parihara is not possible by kriya. So kriya na siddhyatah. Te na siddhyatah. Okay, so that's the only part which was left. We had seen the 34th tika there, which had no highlight there. So swataha tu apahruta avaptayo ajanata. Because ajnana is the cause for that moha. Eva atatha rupena. We had seen this. Meaning viruddha. Not real, but understood as prapta as aprapta and varjita as aparihruta. Therefore, अथता रूपेण अभिमतयोः बोधाद ajnana nivritya. So bodha takes away, jnana takes away ajnana, and after ajnana nivritti, prapti pariharo, praptasya prapti and parihrutasya parihara, natu karmana. Why? Because moha matrasya tatra pratibandhakatvat. Because moha alone is the, is sitting in between, basically ajnana. Antarayatvam means sitting in between. Generally what? Ajnana and The karya is moha. But here, prapta and parihruta. So in between there is moha. So ajnana or moha, however you say, moha is there in between. Therefore, what? Mohamatra eva tatra pratibandhakatva, that becomes hetu, tatra karma sadhyatvam na bhavati. So we had seen this. Another padacheda I had made a mistake. So in the 35th verse, karma ajnana samuthatvat na alam moha apanuttaye samyajnanam virodhi asya. So virodhyasya, although virodhyasya will work, but virodhi. Generally, ikaranta napunsakalinga, because jnana is napunsaka. Buddhi does not run there. Ikaranta, no, virodhi, in virodasya asthiti virodhi, the ini pratyanta. There in pullinga, the mind goes there. Jnani, these shabdas are very well known. So here, virodhi, I made a mistake there. Virodhi, asya virodhi. Samyak jnanam asya ajnanasya. Ajnana has to be added there anyway. Ajnanasya virodhi bhavati. How? Like what? Iva. So yatha tamisre amshuman iva. So tamisri and amshuman. So there is a virodha like that. And therefore, ajnana being virodharthe nyai, it is jnana virodhini. Avidya is jnana virodhini, ajnana is jnana virodhi. Again, napunsakalinga, hraswa ikaranta. So jnana virodhi. Therefore, jnana is also ajnana virodhi. Whichever is stronger will win. So here, karma and ajnana, they don't have virodha. Because why? Hetu is what? Samuttatvat. Karmanaha jnanat samuttatvat. Ajnanat. Karmanaha ajnanat samuttatvat. There is no virodha between karma and ajnana. Because karma is born of ajnana. You cannot have virodha there. However, samyak jnana and ajnana have sakshat virodha with each other. Mritha virodha. Mitho virodha. So, we saw that part. Now, next is what? So, 36th verse is introduced in the Tika by saying, Ajnana utthatva chet karmanam avidya nivruttau ahetutvam tarhi vidyayaha api tadutthatva avisheshat tannivartakatvam na syad iti shankate. So, ajnana samuthatvam was the hetu given for karma to not be the solution for ajnana. Karma cannot counter ajnana. What is the reason? Ajnana samuttatvat or ajnana uttatvat. Ajnana janyatvat ityartha. So, because karma is born of ajnana. So, the Purva Pakshi is asking, what is vidya born of? Vidya, what is vidya? Vidya is manasika vritti, right? It is manasika vritti. In the antakarana, you have ghatakara vritti, that is called as ghata jnana, ghata vidya. Similarly, brahmakara jnana, brahma vidya. What is the difference? It is an antakarana vritti, therefore, being the vritti, buddhi vritti, it is also ajnana karya, because your buddhi, antakarana, all of these are what? They are showing Dvaita, and you, the Siddhanti, says that Advitiyatvam, Ekameva Advitiyatvam is the ultimate truth. So if that is the truth, then anything other than that, Antakarana, Buddhi, Manasika Vritti, all of these are what? These are Mithya. So if they are Mithya, they are also Ajnana Karya. So his Akshepa is Ajnana Uttatva Chet, Yadi, if at all karma is not the solution to ajnana. What is the reason? You said the reason is ajnana uttatva. Similarly, vidya is also ajnana uttha. Therefore, vidya also won't be countering ajnana. This is his akshepa. Ajnana uttatva chet karmanam avidya nivruttau ahetutvam. Avidya nivruttau karmanam ahetutvam. Meaning what? Karma is ahetu. Generally, when you have this, people get scared with this kind of language. Karmanam ahetutvam. What is this? So you remove the tva pratyaya, remove the shashti here. That's all it is. Karmana mahetutvam means what? Karma is ahetu. Remove the tva pratyaya, remove the shashti. So karma is ahetu. That's all it is. Nothing complicated. So karma is not the hetu for what? Avidya nivritti. Avidya nivrittau Vishaya Saptami. So, for avidya nivritti, if karma is not the hetu, because it is born of ajnana, tarhi vidyaya pi tadutthatvat, tadutthatva avisheshat. There is no difference between vidya and karma when you look at what are they born from. They are both born from a single parent, ajnana. So ajnana is the parent for avidya, for karma also and vidya also. Therefore, taruttatva means ajnana uttatva avisheshat. Tannivartakam here, tat is what? Ajnana nivartakam. Ajnana nivartakatvam na syad iti shankate. Vidya also is not the solution for the same reason, same hetu. Thereby, nanu iti. So, Purva Paksha comes up in the Mula as to nanu atmajnanam api avidya upadanam. Atmajnana being vritti jnana is also avidya upadanam. Meaning what? Bauri. Avidya upadanam yasya. Avidya upadanam karanam yasya. Yasya kasya? Atmajnanasya. So Atmajnana is avidya upadana, meaning Atmajnana has avidya as its cause as well. Tika, kutaha etad ityataha. How do you say so? Ask the Siddhanti. Purvapakshi says, I'll tell you. How so? Nahi shastra shishya acharya adi anupadaya. Adi padina. I just explained the adi pada here. So manasika vritti. Shastra, Shishya, Acharya, these Vedas are there, Dvaita. You, the Siddhanti, is Acharya. You have so much of Shishya Varga. So Shishya and Acharya Bheda is there. Shishya Shikshaka Bheda is there. Shastra is separate from you, which you pick and teach. So such Bheda is there. Shastra, Shishya, Acharya, Adi, Anupadaya. Without resorting to the Bheda such as Shastra, Shishya, Acharya, Antakarana, Buddhi, all the Sharira Bheda, all these, without that, Atma, Jnanam, Atmanam, Nahi Labhate iti. Nahi Labhate. So, Atmajnanam, Atmajnanam, so here, Nahi Shastra, Shishya, Acharya, Adi Anupadaya, Atmajnanam, Atmanam Labhate iti. So, here Atmanam is a little tricky to see. Atmajnanam Atmanam na labhate. Here, meaning what? It does not attain all by itself. It is not that without Shishya, Shastra, Acharya, all these Vedas, Atmajnana attains Atma. Through, meaning Atmajnana is Karana there actually. But Atmajnana, Atmanam, if you read is reflexive, it will work. Meaning it's the own sense. Atmajnana is not attained by itself. That's the meaning there. It does not attain itself. Literally what? Atmajnana does not attain itself. How? On its own without the help of Shastra, Shishya, Acharya, etc. Iti. So this is the Akshepa. Tika. Avidya कार्यत्व अविशेषे अपि परमार्थ वस्तु आलंबनतया विषयतः विरोधात् अविद्या निवर्तकत्वं न विरुध्यते इति परिहरति. So Siddhanti responds to this saying that avidya कार्यत्व अविशेषे अपि, he says I agree that manasika vritti based on Shastra, Shishya, Acharya, all these Vedas is also mithya. We don't say the Brahmakara Jnana is Satya. Why? Because we have only one Satya. Brahma Satyam. That's all. Brahmatma is Satya. Anything other than Brahmatma is Mithya. Tattvabodha level basic. So, Purvapakshi would ask, if at all you say, no, how can Brahma Jnana be Mithya? So, he is going to ask you, is Brahma Jnana same as Brahma? It is not. Brahma Jnana is different from Brahma. If it is different from Brahma, then Brahma Jnana has to be Mithya. Because it is not Brahma, same hetu. Not being Brahma. Brahma Jnanasya Abrahmatvat. That is hetu. That's all. So, Brahmajnana being different from Brahma, which is the only Satya, therefore Brahmajnana is Mithya. But Siddhanti would never say so. He is already accepting avidya karyatva avisheshe api. I agree that Brahmajnana is also avidya karya, ajnana karya. But still, although there is no difference in the cause, which is ajnana, for both karma as well as jnana, still परमार्थ वस्तु आलंबनतया विषयतः विरोधात्. But he says the jnana vishaya and karma vishaya are different. Karma vishaya is also ajnana karya. Karma is ajnana karya. Karma vishaya is also ajnana karya. All the karaka bhedas are ajnana karya. So karma through and through, from birth till death, if you just use such a kind of a thinking imagination, that karma right from the onset to its culmination is all through and through ajnana karya. There is nothing which is not ajnana karya. However, jnana, which is also ajnana karya, all right, but still its vishaya is not ajnana karya. Its vishaya is satya, satyatma. So here, अविद्या कार्यत्व अविशेषे अपि ज्ञानस्य और विद्यायाः ब्रह्मज्ञानस्य परमार्थ वस्तु आलंबनतया. परमार्थ वस्तु, it is Brahma alambana, meaning Vishaya is Brahma. Therefore, Vishayatah virodhat. Between the Vishaya there is virodha. Between karma and jnana. Karma is what? Having Vishaya also as ajnana karya. By itself, karma is ajnana karya anyway. Jnana is ajnana karya, but its Vishaya is Brahma. So there is a difference between the two. Further, what? Brahma as Vishaya, when Brahma becomes Vishaya to Jnana, because Ajnana Vishaya is also Brahma, therefore Ajnana Vishaya Brahma and Jnana Vishaya Brahma, whichever they have virodha with each other. Because of the Nai. Ajnana is Jnana Virodhi. Jnana is Ajnana Virodhi. If their Vishayas are same, Ajnana Vishaya is Brahma. Jnana Vishaya is also Brahma. Therefore, they have virodha between each other. So, Vishayatah virodha between karma and jnana, anyway, the Vishayas are different. When the Vishaya is same for Ajnana and Jnana, there is virodha. And Vishayata virodhat. Here you can read it both ways. Karma and Jnana have different Vishayas. So there is a virodha. You can also read it as what? Vishayata virodhat, meaning what? Vishayataha Ajnanasya Vishayataha Brahma Vishayata and Jnanasya api Brahma Vishayata Sakshat Virodha. Mitho Virodha. They have virodha between each other. Because Ajnana is trying to veil Brahma, create an avarna on Brahma, and Jnana is trying to remove that avarna, unveil the Brahma Tattva. Therefore, Vishayata Virodha also. You can read it that way also. Vishayata Virodhat Avidya Nivartakatvam na virudhyate. So, Jnanasya avidya or vidyayaha avidya nivartakatvam na virudhyate. There is no virodha. Ajnana cannot take ajnana karya karma cannot take away ajnana. We gave the hetu as being born of ajnana. That is not a sufficient hetu. That's what we are saying in Tarka. So if Tarkika or a Vada Grantha, had this been a Vada Grantha of that Shaili, then there would have been an extension. What we mean by this hetu? Hetu, there would be a Visheshan added to the hetu. So here we are saying not only ajnana karyatva, that is not a sufficient hetu really, because hetu is same. Hetu is same for meaning ajnana janyatvam. Ajnana janyatvam is same for karma also and jnana also. Therefore, we cannot use that hetu really. That's what he is pointing out. So we say, although the hetu is same, but there is a virodha for some other reason, because Vishayata virodha. Why? Paramartha vastu alambanataya. So we have to say Paramartha vastu alambana vishaya vishayatve sati ajnana uttatvam. That is our real hetu. So if you have to extend the hetu, Siddhanti says, my hetu is not only ajnana uttatvam, or what was given as what? Samyak ajnana samuttatvat. So ajnana samuttatvam is not the hetu. Really, it is what? Here we say, we have to say abhava, because we are adding a visheshana to the hetu for karma not countering ajnana. So there we have to say paramartha vastu alamanatva alambana vishaya. We have to paramartha vastu alambana vishaya abhavatve sati. Because there is no paramartha vastu alambana in karma. Therefore, that plus ajnana janyatvam. So we need not add that if the answer is clear. If the answer is clear. Otherwise, the tarka paddhati is what? We have to change the hetu. Because hetu, if that is the only hetu, then Purvapakshi is right. He is saying that your vidya is also born out of ajnana. So how is it different? We cannot say hetu being same, still there is something else. That something else should be part of the hetu, really. So we have to say the hetu is really what? Karma is ajnana samuttatva, all right, but so is jnana. So how is it that jnana can counter ajnana, but karma cannot counter ajnana? To this we have to say, no, that is not the only hetu. Ajnana samuttatva is not the hetu, only hetu. There is another dala, another visheshana has to be added, and that will be what? Paramartha vastu alambana vishaya abhava. So vishaya abhavatvam we can add there. This is basically for those who have studied tarka. This will make more sense. Otherwise, this question should come up. How is it that, just now you said that ajnana, ajnana janyatvam is the hetu. That's what it means. Ajnana janyatva, samuttatvam. So now you are suddenly saying that vidya is also ajnana janya, but still it will counter. So we will also say karma is also ajnana janya. Let it also counter ajnana. Why not? Does not work. So we have to clarify the hetu is not only that much. We meant this. That we are allowed to do because another visheshana. So we say, okay, let this be the hetu. So that is the tarka shaili in the Vada Grantha. Anyway, further, so avidya karyatva avisheshi api paramartha vastu alambanataya vishayatah virodhad avidya nivartakatvam na virudyate iti pariharati. Naisha dosha iti. So Mulakara says Naisha dosha. This is not an issue. Why? Yataha atmajnanam hi, so yataha atmajnanam hi swataha siddha paramartha atmavastu swarupa matra ashrayad eva avidya tad utpanna karaka grama pradhonsi swatma utpattau eva shastradhyapekshate na utpannam avidya nivruttau. So I just gave a simple meaning as to what is the virodha, taking nai as the operator there. Nai as the operator between jnana and ajnana, and vishaya is Brahma. So here what is the krama in how vidya works and how karma works. So here naisha dosha yataha atmajnanam. See the entire chain how things work. For karma is ajnana upadana, meaning it has ajnana as hetu. So ajnana, then kama, then karma gives phala. That phala, also karma will leave vasana. It will make the moha drida, kama drida, avidya will continue. Ajnana continues. This is the cycle. So the unholy triad is what? Ajnana, kama, karma. That continues. There is nothing there which is virodhi to each other. There is no virodha at all. Whereas the jnana chain is what? Ajnana utpanna jnana. We agree. Jnana is also because it is a buddhi karya. It is a buddhi vritti. Therefore, ajnana is definitely there. However, after the jnana is born, utpanna, it does its karya on its own. There is no additional ajnana backing it. That's what we looked at. It does not need anything else. So here he is elaborating, yataha atmajnanam, yataha yasmat karanat. Why? He says, why is it not a dosha? Yataha yasmat karanat. Panchamyarthitasil. Atmajnanam he too, on the other hand, in comparison to what? Karma. Atmajnana, what does it do? Atmajnanam hi swatasiddha paramartha atma vastu swarupa matra ashrayat. So what is that paramartha alamanatvam there? He says, swatasiddha paramartha vastu paramatma atma brahmatma is what swatasiddha. It is not sadhya vastu. It is siddha. Swatasiddha. Nothing else needs to be there, to tell you that you exist. Satta. Your satta is known to you without any karana. You are not going out and saying that because my indriyas show me this world outside, I exist. Because even people who lack indriyas, they exist. Without the indriyas also. So I read long back, somebody had done an analysis, not Shastra, some Western philosophy. I don't remember which book now. So there is an analysis, perhaps that I think Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance. Pretty good book to read for, long back in that era. So I think there he analyzes, perhaps, I don't know whether there or some Western philosophy. So if at all this world is real or not, I mean, whether the world is real or not, or whatever we know about this world, how do we know? So he analyzes, we see the world, we hear the world, etc. What is Indriya Prapta? All that is in their Shastra, in the Shastra. So if at all somebody is born blind, will he still have the input of the world? Will he know the world? Now, not only one Indriya, all Indriyas lacking. Cannot see, cannot hear, etc. So there is no sensory input at all. Without the sensory input, will the person still know the world outside? That is the question. So here you look at Swatasiddha Paramartha Atma Vastu Swarupa Matra Ashrayad. So what is the conclusion? Why I brought this example is because will he know the world outside is a question. But did the philosopher ask, will he know that he exists? That was not the question. So most philosophies are tuned outward. What is this world all about? Vedanti is tuned not only outward. He looks at three questions. Generally, all philosophers should look at three questions. What is it? What is the world outside? Who am I? And if there is what is this world outside? Who created? Who is the creator for that world? And me also, by extension. So once you have a question regarding these three entities, then the sambandha between these three also. What is the sambandha between that third entity, whom I don't know, and the world which I know? What is the sambandha between that third entity and me? Third entity, I don't know. Ishvara. However, I know who I am, I know. Whether for right or wrong, I know. World outside also, for right or wrong, I know. Now, what is the sambandha between the world and me? These are the questions which are the core questions which should be there, and these should be answered by any darshana, any philosophy. However, questioning the world outside, which are known through the indriyas, what we do not really look into is whether I know myself through the indriyas. The world is known through the indriyas, all right. Without the indriyas, will I know the world is one question. But who is the one who knows that me, I don't question about. If I question about me, whether I know myself without the indriyas, the answer will be a definite yes. So that is it. Swata Siddha Paramartha Atma Vastu. Atma is oneself. So Atma Vastu, Vasati iti Vastu, that which exists, it is Swata Siddha, without any intermediary. Meaning what? It is not mediate knowledge. Atmajnana, this Atma Vastu, is not mediate. It is immediate. Mediate means there is a mediator in between. Somebody sitting in between. Mediator. Madhyastha. There is no Madhyastha here. There is no Antakarana in between. There is no Indriya in between to tell me I exist. Of course, to know that I am Brahma, I may need something more, or to take away what I am not, I need something else. Because somebody has to do the karya. The mediator also, like a bouncer, will be sitting there. They have bouncers. I learned it in, I've heard about these bouncers in bars and all that. They have these bouncers in where they party and people get drunk and all that. But I saw bouncers in a holy festival because the crowd was so much. So people use the term when I went to Bangalore, they had a holy festival and then, they let it out to a huge Rajasthani crowd. So let out the ground. So because generally everywhere else, they take money, a huge sum of money for these. So they said that, okay, you don't, no drinking, no eating food and all that, which is not appropriate in ashram. The rest you can, conduct your function there. So because the crowd was so much, they had bouncers. So this mediator is needed for that also, for neti also. They are like bouncers. So Antakarana is like a bouncer. You don't need anything else for Atmajnana. That is immediate. Everything else is, there is a mediator in between. So here it says Swatasiddha Paramartha Vastu Swarupa Matra Ashraya. There is nothing else. Atmajnana, the way it works, it does not take resort to something else. But it is only in this, the ashraya is only swarupa. Everything else, if it comes up as an ashraya or a mediator, you say naiti, naiti. Everything else is discarded wholesale, not in bits and pieces. No, buddhi I can't give up because I think myself as an intellectual. How can I give up buddhi? Everything else I'll give up. Karma I'll give up, but buddhi I'll not give up. That won't work. So everything you have to dissociate cognitively. Therefore, Swatasiddha Paramartha Atmavastu Swarupamatra Ashrayad Jnanasya Atmajnanasya Ashrayatvam Ashrayad Atmajnanam hi. Here there is no Shashti. Therefore, Ashrayat Eva Avidya Tad Utpanna Karaka Grama Pradhvamsi Swatma Utpattau Eva Shastradya Pekshate. So Shastra, Shishya, Acharya, all that you said. So Shishya needs Shastra and Acharya. Okay. Adipadena, he needs his Antakarana Buddhi, which is functional. He needs Chitta Shuddhi. Buddhi is there, but should be functional. That's why Buddhiman. Matup is what? Buddhi everyone has. But how much does one use? That's why Matruman, Pitruman, without Mata Pita, no one can be born. So what does Matruman, Pitruman mean there? So there is some, Atishaya there. Matup is in Atishaya Artha there. There is a lot of Buddhi, Matru Bhava towards the mother, that Bhava is there. Mother. Not like, okay, gave me a birth, so what? There is a lot that you owe your mother, lot that you owe your father. Why? Because they gave you Janma where you have a possibility of attaining moksha. You have a possibility, you got a Manushya Janma and have a possibility, we got opportunity to, seek moksha. We should be thankful to our parents. So, therefore, Avidya tad utpanna karaka grama pradhvamsi swatma utpatto shastradi apekshate na utpannam avidya nivruttau utpannam sat. So Atmajnana needs ajnana to start off. After that you don't need, just get you started. Then you are on your own. So Atmajnana removes everything else. Buddhi is expected, all right. That is also Ajnana Karya. Shastra is expected, all right. Acharya is expected, all right. But still, that Ajnana, that is only to start off. Once Atmajnana comes up, then you don't need Shastra, Acharya. Oh, I have Atmajnana, I still need Acharya. That is not true. One can be with the Acharya, thankful. One can have Shishya also, thankful. One can continue to be, use Shastra, thankful, but does not need to do its Karya. Atmajnana will do its Karya without the Shastra, because Shastra has given Atmajnana, Acharya has given Atmajnana, Buddhi has created that Atmajnana Vritti. Now what is their use? Nothing there. No use for Avidya Nivritti. Atmajnana does Avidya Nivritti on its own. Why? Avidya Nivritti, the way Atmajnana will work is Atmajnana does not need anything else sitting in between. It is only Satasiddha Paramartha Atmavastu Swarupa Matra Ashraya. Thereby what? Avidya and Tad Utpanna Karaka Grama Pradvamsi. Towards the destruction of Grama. Grama is Samuha here. Samuha of what? Of Avidya Utpanna. Tat means Avidya only. Avidya and Tad Utpanna means Avidya Utpanna Karaka. Karaka Grama. All the Kartra Karaka, Karma Karaka, Karana Karaka, Sampradayana Karaka, then Adhikarana Karaka, Apadana Karaka, all these 6 Karakas, what have you? For all those Karakas which are born of Ajnana, they are what? They are, in the Samuha Grama, they are also Ajnana Karya. And towards their destruction, Swatma Utpattau eva Shastradya Pekshate. Pradvamsi, this Pradvamsi is Ekavachana. Ekavachana of what? Prathama Vibhakti. Napunsakalinga. Just like Virodhi that I missed there. So here, Atmajnanam hi Pradvamsi. Atmajnana is destructor. What does it destroy? It destroys Avidya and Tadutpanna Karaka Grama. Samuha, Avidya and entire Avidya Karya. That's all it means. Atmajnana destroys Ajnana and its Karya Samuha. And for that, being so, for that, what does it need? Its ashraya is Svatasiddha Paramartha, this long samasa. Swatma Utpattau eva Shastradi. Shastradi is what? Shastradi is Dvaita. Dvaitam, meaning Ajnana, Ajnana Karyam, Apekshate eva. For what? Swatma Utpattau eva. Only for its Utpatti, only for its Janma. Karma needs Ajnana for its Janma and also sustenance, because Karaka dependency is there. Karma is not possible without Karta. Who is Karta? Karta is separate from Karma, Dvaita. Then, how will you do Karma? For Karma, you need, Patni is needed, another Karaka, Kartri. Along with this Karta, Yajamana, the Kartri is also there. Without her, you cannot do. Yaga, Agnihotradi Yaga is not possible. So, what Patyurnaha Yajna Sanyoge. So, Vyakarana Sutra says Patni is what? For Yajna Sanyoga only. Because the Adesha Nakara for Pati Shabda takes place only when there is Yajna Sanyoga. Only then you can call her as Patni. So, you need Patni also for Karma. So, Karta, Kartrukaraka dependency, multiple Kartrukaraka dependencies. Then, Karma also many. What kind of karma you are going to do? Okay, what karana samagri is needed? All karanas are there. All karanas are needed. What ahuti you give, all that is needed. Adhikarana is needed. Adhikarana is the Agni, Agni Kunda, Agni, etc. That is needed. Then Devata, Sampradana Karaka is needed. Indraya Swaha, Indraya. You need Indra in Chaturthi, sitting there accepting. Agne, Swaha, Agne. All that. So Kartrukaraka is needed. So even while doing karma, you need it. Karma is Utpanna. So karma buddhi is Utpanna. Karma is, you started off karma. While doing the karma also, you need all Karaka Bhedas, which is Ajnana Karya. Further what? While doing the karma, at the end also, karma phala also. Karma phala is Swargadi. For that also you need Ajnana. So through and through, Ajnana Parampara goes on in karma. So he said, Na utpannam avidya nivrittau jnanam. Jnanam utpannam sat. Once jnana is utpanna, as opposed to karma, avidya nivritti is its karya. For that, jnana does not need ajnana, support from ajnana at all. Avidya nivritti is on its own. How will ajnana help jnana to remove itself? It cannot. There is an opposition. So ajnana has given rise. We need ajnana because ajnana has given us shastradi bheda, and through that shastradi bheda, we use it to remove ajnana itself. So it works like homeopathy. They say in homeopathy, they trigger the medicine triggers the disease. So that triggered disease removes itself. How? By generating antibodies. So they say that homeopathy, I don't know, old school homeopathy, I don't know what the new thing is. That's how they said that it will trigger the disease. That's why when you start taking homeopathy medication, if it is the right one, then it will increase your trouble a little. Whatever your ailment is, it will trigger it a little, and then the body will start producing a defense mechanism that will take away. That's what I remember from when I heard about it. So ajnana has triggered this jnana vritti, brahmakara vritti. It will counter the disease itself, ajnana and its karya. The entire disease will be countered. So jnana alone is the antibody there, nothing else. It does not need further. It does not need it. Further, it does not need ajnana. However, karma, so what about karma? So the Mulakara says karma, on the other hand, karma punaha, karma tu, on the other hand. So here there's a tippana. Karma punah ityadi, karma punah swotputtavapi kartadi sapeksham. Karta etc. karaka are needed even after utpatti of karma. Utpatti anantaram avidya, avidyaka karaka apurvadi sapeksham ityartha. So sarartha is given a sarartha. As to karma needs kartradi, karaka, then utpatti anantaram, after the utpatti also, avidyaka karaka. Karaka is also avidyaka. Avidyaka means they are avidya karya. So karakas are all avidya karya. And what about apurva? Apurva is adrushta. That is also avidya karya. So all these are needed. Sapeksham means it is apekshya sa vartate iti apekshak sapeksham ityartha. What is that? Karma. So karma punaha swatmotpattu. Swatma here is reflexive again. For its own utpatti, karma needs what? Ajnana. Utpannam cha, utpannam sat. Having been born, also it needs ajnana to continue. Take up. So naisha dosha tatra ajada अजड़ सत्यात्म विषयतया जड़ अनृत अनात्म विद्या रूपा अविद्या विरोधिताम आह. So there is a virodha between ajnana and jnana, and ajnana vishayas, karma vishayas, and jnana vishaya also there is. We looked at both types of that vishaya virodha. So here tatra ajada satya atma vishayataya. Atma is a vishaya which is what? Ajada, Satya, Ityadi. Satchidananda. That is the Vishaya for Jnana. And Karma Vishaya is what? Jada, Anruta, Anatma, Anatma Vidya. Anatma Vidya, Jada. Because Anatma Vidya means Atma is Akarta Abhokta. And Karma needs what kind of Vishaya? It needs Atma, which is what? Which is Karta Bhokta. Therefore, Anatma Vishaya, really. Atma Vidya, which is needed is, so Jada, Anruta, Anatma Vidya Rupa. Rupa, Avidya, Virodhitam. So, Avidya, here Avidya again is in Adhyasa sense because Jada, Jnana is Jada, all right. So, we can see differences between, rather the Virodha between Jnana and Ajnana also, and comparison of Vishaya between Karma and Jnana also. I had explained in the when we looked at this sentence where it says what? Vishayataha. So here Paramartha Vastu Alambanataya Vishayataha Virodhat. So he's elaborating on that. Tatra Ajada Satya Atma Vishaya for Jnana. And for Ajnana and Karma what? Jada Anruta Anatma Vidya. Rupa Avidya Virodhitam. This is the virodha between jnana and ajnana, or difference between jnana and karma also. Swatah siddha paramartha ityadi. That's what Mulakara said, the long samasa. Atmanam paraspara bhedena brahmana bhedena cha vidya vidya vishayatve द्वैत विरोधा भावम आशंक्या आह. Vastu Swarupa iti, I have not marked it. So Vastu Swarupa here. So Vastu Swarupa स्वतः सिद्ध परमार्थ आत्म वस्तु स्वरूप मात्रा आश्रय. That was the pratipadika there. So that vastu this swarupa, that is being commented upon. Atmanam paraspara bhedena brahmana bhedena cha. So Atma, Jivatmas are different from each other. This is the Purva Pakshi. Purva Pakshi thinking that there are multiple Jivas, they are different from each other. So Atma has difference from another Atma. And Brahmana Bhedena cha. And Atma is different from Brahma also. This is his thinking. So Atmanam Paraspara Bhedena Brahmana Bhedena cha Vidya Vishayatve Dvaita Viroda Abhavam Ashankya. He says Atma is also many. So if you take Atma, only Atma Vishaya, we will agree that Karma, Jnana, all has Anatma Vishaya. Anatma is Vishaya. You are claiming that Atma is Vishaya, right? And you are pointing out in Anatma there is a variety, Dvaita. But in Atma also there is a variety. Atmas are different from each other. There are multiple Atmas. And they are different from Brahma also. So how you can say Eka Vishaya? It is not. There also you have Dvaita as Vishaya. And Dvaita you say is Ajnana Karya. So you are saying that Anatma is Dvaita, Atma is one. That is not the fact. So Anatma is also multiple, Atma is also multiple. There is Bheda there also. So what is the real difference between Vishayas there? Therefore, Dvaita Viroda Abhavam Ashankya. There is no Dvaita, Abhava of Dvaita Viroda. So Viroda should be there if there is Bheda and Abheda. There is a Viroda between these. But I have Bheda in Karma, Ajnana Karya. You have Bheda as well, Atma Bheda and Brahmatma Bheda. Therefore, Bheda being there, how can there be Viroda? So there is no Dvaita Viroda of this Atma Jnana of yours. Why? Dvaita Viroda Abhavam Ashankya. All the Hetu that he gave, Ashankya Maha Vastu Swarupa. No, Vastu Swarupa is Ekameva Dvitiya. That's why the word Vastu Swarupa has been used there. Vibhrame api adhishtanasya samanyena spurana tad alambanatvam asti iti tad vyavrutte matra granam. So now the Purvapakshi is saying Ashraya dependency, but not only dependency, Ashraya is in the meaning of Adhisthana also. So he says, you said that your word is what? The Mula word is what? Swatah siddha paramartha atma vastu swarupa matra ashrayad. But this ashraya word is adhisthana also. So you are saying that jnana has vishaya as Brahma and adhisthana is also Brahma. We had seen it long back for ajnana. Ajnana vishaya is Brahma and it rests in Brahma. So he says that your jnana is like that, so is ajnana also. Ajnana is also like that. Ajnana also has Atma only as ashraya. Where else is Ajnana? Ajnana is in Brahmatma only. So he says, no, Ashraya is in the sense of dependency. So, Vibhrame api adhishthanasya samanyena. This Ajnana, Vibhrama, Brahma that takes place, for that also Adhisthana is Chaitanya only. When you see Rajju as Rajju, then Rajju is what? Rajju avachinna Chaitanya. Those who have studied Vedanta Paribhasha, what is Rajju? What is Ghata? Ghata is Ghatatva avachinna Chaitanya. Ghata avachinna Chaitanya will say, simple words. Ghata avachinna Chaitanya only. Then, what is Pata? Pata is Pata avachinna Chaitanya. Patatva avachinna Chaitanya, really. So, what is Rajju in the Brahmasthala? Rajju is Yathartha, Rajju Jnana is Yathartha Jnana. So Rajju is seen as Rajju. So what is this Rajju? Rajju is Chaitanya. What kind of Chaitanya? Rajyutva Vachina Chaitanya. So Siddhanti has said Rajju is Chaitanya. So Purvapakshi says, what about this Sarpa that you see instead of Rajju? Brahmastale kim? Brahmastale, he'll say, what is Sarpa? Sarpatvam Kim? We'll say Sarpa is also what? Sarpatva Avachinna Chaitanya only. We have to say that. That's why we say Sarpa is Anirvachaniya Taya Utpanna. Otherwise, we cannot say that we are Rajju is there, Rajjutva Avachinna Chaitanya is there, but we see Sarpa. So our entire prakriya is what? Sarpa is Anirvachanitya. Anirvachanitya means Sadbhinna, Asadbhinna, Utpanna there. In the Rajju Sarpa Sthala. There is Sarpa, Mithya Sarpa. That is also what Mithya, this Avachinna Chaitanya has to be there. Chaitanya is there. So Alambana is Chaitanya, Ashraya is Chaitanya all the way for you also, for me also. So where is the difference? So therefore, Siddhanti said Matra here itself. So Tikakara says that Matra Shabda has been used. Therefore, Vastu Swarupa Matra Ashraya. Vibhrame api adhishthana se samanyena. Yes, we agree. In Brahma also Chaitanya is adhishthana, just like in Yathartha Jnana or in the Brahma Jnana. So samanyena spuranat. It is well known. Ghata Jnana, Pata Jnana, Rajju Jnana. Similarly, what Sarpa Jnana also has Chaitanya as adhishthana. So tadalambanatvam asti. Meaning Vastu Swarupa Alambana is there in both cases. In Brahma also, in my case, karma, and in your case also, in Brahma Jnana. How can you say there is a difference, Virodha? So here he says, Iti tad vyavruttaye matra granam. For us, only Alambana is sufficient. For you, Alambana is not sufficient. You need Karaka Bheda also. You have other dependencies for karma to work out. So that is the difference. Kincha. Further what? Vidya swajanmani eva avidyam apekshate natu phale. Karma punaha, karma tu, on the other hand, swotpattau phale cha avidyam apekshate iti vailakshanyantaram aha. There is other difference also, which we have already seen. Vidya swajanmani, only to be born, expects avidya. Avidyam apekshate. Natu phale. For phala, it gives phala once you get it started, it runs on its own. That's all. Nothing else is needed. However, karma punaha, Ajnana says, okay, you are born, go on your own. It cannot. Needs the support all the way. Ajnana is what in modern language, what? Mommy's boy. So Ajnana needs all the way, needs support from mom. So through and through depends on Ajnana and Ajnana Karya. This jnana is like this. In US, they say that, once the kid is 18 years old, go out, live on your own. So be, self-dependent. So jnana is like that. Once jnana is born, it will give its result without any support. Karma cannot give result. Once it's born, you have to say, oh, I have to do this also. This is also needed. That is also needed. So you keep on saying, try to do any yaga, you will know. So those who have done yaga, it's a never-ending story. Hey, this is need. So if Yajmana is planning something and he says that he outsources to because some Purohitas will come. So they'll assume that all this is needed. Many of them, they'll say that, okay, we'll arrange everything. But even while arranging everything, once you go there, oh, this is needed. Oh, even in a small karma, some Shraddha karma, oh, this is needed. Oh, if you didn't tell me. No, this is needed for all karma. This is needed. So it's another dependencies. So in Dakshina, they'll say, oh, you didn't bring this thing, you didn't bring the pan leaf, you didn't bring supari. So they'll keep on asking all sorts of things. Vaidika, you need all this. Without that, karma will not. No, this is needed. Even if there are some karmas where 4 Purohitas are needed. Unaffordable. Finding one, in fact, on some days, no Purohita will be available. So you have to shift it and somehow compromise. They'll give you some, on this day, you can do it on this day also. Why? Because they don't have time. And they don't want to let you go because next time you won't call him. So what happens is that if 4 Purohitas are needed, unaffordable to get 4, so they'll say there is another solution. So they'll give, so for especially in, in Apastamba, some options are there. In Krishna Yajurveda Shaka. In Bodhayana, many options are there. So they'll quote some, say, okay, Dharma Shastra, It is allowed, but some darba is kept there. Instead of the Purohit, they'll invoke the Purohit in that darba as well. So that is needed. So if you don't need a Purohit, then no, we have brought only this much, so this is needed. That is, all of these will come together. So Karaka dependency is through and through for karma. It will not give phala just because karma has started off. Oh, no, in between he'll say, while doing something, he says, oh, bring this, bring that. Bring what? We don't have this. So he said, oh, you didn't arrange for all this? So he'll shift the onus on you. Why? Because you should know. For this karma, there is more dependency. You should know all this. You are arranging this kind of a yaga, you don't know this is needed. So all this is needed. So this is entirely karma puna sotpattau phale cha avidyam apekshatit. Phale here is upalakshana, through and through, till the end result, every dependency is there. On ajnana karya avidyam apekshate iti vailakshanyantram aha. Anyat vailakshana. There is another vailakshanya also, sotpattau iti. There's a tippana on this. What is it? Swatmotpattau iti moola patha mudrita pustake. This is swatpatti or swatmotpatti, same meaning. Okay. Further what? Kriya chet phalasadhanam vidya. Sotpattu, I think we did. Yeah, sotpattu there. For till nahi. Kriya chet phalasadhanam vidyavat swakshaneva tat kimna sadhayed iti ashankya. Swargadi phalasya तद अनुपलम्भात् क्रियायाश्च अदृष्टद्वारेण फलसाधनत्वात् स्वातंत्र्य असंभवाच्च मा एवं इति अभिप्रेत्याह. So long sentence there. क्रिया चेत फलसाधनम विद्यावत् स्वक्षणे एव तत्किं न साधयेत् इति आशंक्य. So if kriya is like vidya, if both are same, Vidya gives the result. See, if I'm saying something, some Tarka language, some people will switch off. They say, what is all this? We don't need all this. Just go by, what is said there. What is this additional Tva Pratyaya, additional Hetu? So some people will switch off. Some will understand. Or some are interested and they'll say that, I didn't understand or I understood. So do you need someone else to tell you whether you understood or not? No. Why? Because the result is immediate. Vidya Phala is immediate. Vidya phala that I have understood is immediate. What did I get? Ajnana nivritti. Oh, this I didn't know. Now I understand it. Immediate result. Not only immediate result, not only that, avidya nivritti. In any jnana, there is ananda. Even the dullest of some, people who does not understand. Any mathematics, whatever you take. Oh, I don't understand this. But he is not interested because he does not understand. He says, no, I don't want, I have no interest. But if at all he understands, there is ananda. So jnana and ananda are one, just a detour there. There is ananda. In any jnana, there is ananda. So you study more and more. Oh, amazing. So this akshepa is very nice. Very nice akshepa because you understand the akshepa. Then you understand the uttara. Oh, the answer is so nice. So it is all manana. Here, kriya chet phala sadhanam. If kriya is the sadhana to phala, any phala, then vidyavat swakshane eva tat kim na sadhayet. Vidya gives result in that kshana itself. Why doesn't karma give? Why doesn't karma give such a result immediately? Iti ashankya. This is the ashanka to this swargadi phalasya tad anupalambhat. क्रियायाः च अदृष्टद्वारेण फलसाधनत्वात् स्वातंत्र्य असंभवाच्च. So Siddhanti, she is showing the difference here. If at all kriya gives the result, does not have any dependency, just like Siddhanti said that Vidya will give result. Purva Pakshi may say, you have to read a Purva Paksha here. Purva Pakshi says, okay, kriya also gives result. So what? What is the difference? You say that for result, you explain that there is a dependency in between. Okay, because I explained that, but here in Moola there is no such, there is nothing in between which is mentioned. Utpannam Sat is mentioned, but Phale, here the Pankti is what? विद्या स्वजन्मनि एव अविद्याम अपेक्षते न तु फले, whereas karma पुनः स्वोत्पत्तौ फले च. I read in between Utpatti and Phala, I explained all the Karaka dependencies by all these Shraddha, etc. example. But in the Pankti if you look at it, Phalecha Avidyam Apekshate. For Phala, there is expectancy of Avidya for karma. Jnana does not have such a dependency. This is the Bheda you showed, says the Purvakshi to the Siddhanti. Siddhanti says, yes, that's a fact. Purvakshi says, no, but karma also gives Phala. What is the dependency of karma? Karma does not have any dependency as well, just like Vidya. So Siddhanti would ask now, if karma gives the result just like Vidya, why is it not immediate? It should be immediate. You do the karma. Imagine if karma was where to give immediate result. Somebody wants Swarga. Oh, I'll do karma. I need Swarga. Swarga will be immediate. What does it mean? He has to die. Who will do karma? Because Swarga is not in this body. Swarga is after the drop of the body. So you explain everything. He does the yaga and then he says, oh, this is the Purnahuti. After you do Purnahuti, you will get Swarga Loka. He will not put Purnahuti because the body has to die. Because the result is immediate. If the result is immediate, nobody will do karma also. So Siddhanti asks, if the result is without dependency, like Vidya for karma, then why is it not giving the result immediately like Vidya? To this, the Karma Kandi would say, the Swakshane eva tat kim na sadayet iti ashankya Swargadi phalasya tad anupalambhat. And Siddhanti himself will say, because Swargadi phala has not only dependence on karma, ajnana anupalambhat, kriyayascha adrushta dvarena. Adrushta kriya depends on adrushta. Kriya is over. Purnahuti is done. Multiple times you have done it. And sometime in the future, when in old age, whatever, the body drops off and then you will get Swarga. How? Karma is over. How will you get Swarga there? What is the connection? He says Adrushta. Purvapakshi says Adrushta is sitting in between. Siddhanti says, yes, Adrushta is there, right? What is Adrushta? It is not Brahma. It is also Ajnana Karya. So there is a dependency on Adrushta now. That is what we are saying. There is a difference between Vidya and Karma, because Karma has dependency all the way till the Phala. Whereas, although Vidya also is Ajnana Karya, meaning the Brahmakara Vritti, still in Utpatti alone there is a dependency. There is no dependency till Phala. Phala is immediate and on its own. So kriyaha cha adrushta dvarena phala sadhanatvat swatantra asambhavacha. Karma cannot be swatantra. It is paratantra. It has dependency on all karakas, adrushta. They are all ajnana karya. Therefore, ma evam iti avipretya nahi iti. Nahi what? We look at this in the next part. There is some more. So nahi we look at in the next part. Yat saksha satchidanandam pratyagadvema kriyam tannamami nrasya yogi gamyam parampadam. Namaste. Any questions? So no questions. Slowly I'll stop asking, but always be free to ask questions at the end or in between also. Because some of these who used to ask questions, they have dropped off. They have not responded also why they have dropped off. It's okay. This is how the crowd thins. So sometimes breaks are good. We know who is really interested, who is not really interested. And it, instead of having a lot of students, it is better to have a core group who are really interested to study. Just an aside there. Namaste. Dhanyavada.
Namaste.